goodness, some of these videos that I find. Did I grab it? I think I grabbed it. Oh. There it is. Trying to find the live on the computer so I can read the chat. Give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Goodness, that cat. All of his butt hair stuck in my tape. Jerk. Oh, he's sleeping on the floor behind my chair. Oh, what a cat. Hey, Barbie. I'm good. A little tired today, but I'm good. Hey, George. Welcome to tea time. Hi, Lori Lee. Oh. Yeah, I'm done with that for now. I'm gonna grab a bottle of water. I think that's what I'm after right now. 2 seconds. I'll have to check the other milk in the fridge. Hopefully, they're not all gone. Water. That's what I'm after. Hydration. Alright. Alright, so we got 9 people here now. Yeah, probably. There's usually a delay with the Facebook Live. I don't know how to fix that or why it happens, but yeah. I think it did that a lot last week, too. Kept on saying that it was slow or lagged or Slow connection. There we go. Just pretend that you're watching one of those really badly dubbed Oriental movies, you know, where the mouth moves and then a little while later there's voice. You'll be good. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Shelley. All right, so we'll start this off here. So welcome in. Pour yourself something warm and settle. It's been a heavy week, and I owe you some of my own story before we get to the numbers. So stay with me. No pressure today. Take what's useful and let the rest float on by. And if this week has sat hard for you, please hear me. You are not carrying it alone. If the worry ever feels like too much, you can call or text 988 anytime, day or night, and a kind voice will be there. The Alberta Mental Health Helpline is 1-877-303-2642. There is no shame in reaching for it. We look after each other here. So everybody's kind of been wondering what went on this week. So I wanted to let everybody know from the source. So on Wednesday, I got a call. Someone made a false report to Child and Family Services about my family. Those letters, or that acronym, are my oldest wound. They were used against me when I was a child, and when that call came, I did not respond like a woman who runs a group with 2,000 people in it. I responded like a frightened child. And in the middle of that, I told you I was going to delete the group. I want to own that. It came out of the worst 2 days I have had in a long time, and I put it in front of you before I had my feet under me. Some of you woke up thinking you had lost the one place where any of this gets explained in plain words, and I'm sorry for that fear. That one is mine. So when I slept, and it did not sit right, this place is not mine to take away, so we are staying. Nothing is going anywhere. My kids are safe. They are home with me. I have a lawyer, and my paperwork is in order. So that is all I will say while it is live, and hope you understand. What you did this week, the messages, the offers, the people who said take care of yourself before they said anything else, I felt every bit of it, so thank you. Thanks, Gavin. He's sneaking in the chat. All right.
He's always in the chat.
No doubt. All right, so the post going around is wrong. Do not wait. Okay. There's a post that has been circulating telling people not to reapply for AISH because a new form is coming, and that application currently out is wrong, is the wrong one for former AISH clients. It is not correct. So there are two separate new forms, okay? So I went through the government's own pages when I got back. The process that exists right now is the Disability Income Assistance Application, or DIA, plus the Disability Assistance Medical Report. That is that your doctor completes. So if you already submitted, you did it right, and you wasted nothing. The man who posted it has taken it down, and that was a decent thing to do. Nobody go after him. He was just trying to help. So the application that is out right now, there are two parts to it, and I think that's where the disconnect ended up coming in. So the Disability Income Assistance Application is the header for both programs. Hi, Ivy. For both programs, AISH and ADAP. So that's what they're dubbing the whole program. Just like Alberta Works has their barriers to full employment and their, what was it, their other one. I can't remember what the heck it's called off the top of my head. But they're basically doing the same kind of thing with AISH and ADAP now. So now it's going to be under the Disability Income Assistance, DIA, which is fine. So there's two parts. There's part A that you fill out and part B that your medical provider fills out. So there are copies of the forms on our website. They are not the government's own forms, because the government forms will lock you out after a certain amount of time that there's been no input. So I unlocked them, and I made it so that it's not Adobe specific. So you can open it on tablets, iPads, cell phones, everything. You don't have to be on a computer. Which is the whole point and premise of things being accessible. You have to be able to access them however you can. Hi, Cole. Well, I wouldn't miss tea time, but my milk was spoiled, so I kind of dumped the tea. Got rid of it, yuck. I have to pull that what is it, that episode from today, because I'm doing transcripts for every episode that the Premier has ever been on that radio show for. I'm up to no good still. Alright, so there is no clock on reassessment. There never was one. So the government's own fact sheet says the covered medical assessment for people who moved from AISH is not time limited. So there's no deadline. No one shot to waste. If you have been lying awake thinking you missed your chance, you did not. But here's the other half. Nobody is coming to offer it to you. Okay, so there is no interview being scheduled with where a worker sits down and works out what you can manage. That door only opens if you knock on it, apparently. Alright. Let's go back to I gotta grab it on a bigger screen, my goodness. Called the Premier's talk show this morning with a question for a Premier about what she's doing for Albertans on AISH who can't work and want to work. Let's get past the end of the show. Well, that's a pretty loaded question there, George, regarding what your question was. So you called the Premier talk show this morning with a question for Danielle Smith about what she's doing for Albertans on AISH who can't work but want to work. But they skipped past you and ended the show. I think a lot of people are sitting in that same boat. So people who can't work and want to. As far as I can tell from everything that is going on, that's why they created ADAP in the first place. To find out if not only the will is there to work, but to make sure that you have accommodations and stuff to be able to support you going into any kind of employment opportunity. I'm going to say opportunity, just because. But I can see if I can answer that question a little bit more substantially, if that makes sense. I'll make note of it right now, just because then I can reach out after the live and give you a really good rundown as to what's being said. Hi, baby boy.
Huh?
All right.
The top one, yeah.
All right. So regarding my thing here, so there is no time limit to have a reassessment done. So if you wanted to wait the full 18 months, you could do that. I know that they're giving us 18 months by what is being said, right? So by word, like by definition of every word that's being used, I'm being led to believe, with how I understand everything, that we have 18 months to complete this transition from AISH to ADAP. So even though we've all kind of been thrown over to ADAP, right, we still are going to be individually looked at by these two companies that are covering Alberta North and Alberta South. So that's what AKG and Circo, I think. You could already work on AISH, yes. And I say could because they're changing and have already changed a lot of the AISH program so that now you can only make, what is it, $350, and then the rest of it is dollar for dollar right off of that. So the old AISH program basically does not exist anymore on paper. That's the part that sucks. Because now their rhetoric of, you know, the new ADAP program is more generous. Yeah, it fits now because they've essentially, I don't want to use the R word. They've essentially decommissioned the AISH that we had prior to July 2nd. So everything that we had is no longer available at all, period. The end. That AISH is dead. AISH itself is still a functioning entity, but it is severely less now than it was before July 1st. Or 2nd, depending on how you want to look at it, because the 1st was a holiday. Alright. So there are still letters coming out or going out to people. They're doing 400 at a time. I don't know if it's 400 North Alberta at a time or if it's 400 per zone. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Gavin. You got it. So I'm not sure how they're going to keep up with that. I don't know how. Like, I can't wait to get in the door. I can't wait to get in the door to one of these organizations. I think I've got AKG up here. I think AKG is Northern Alberta. So I can't wait to get in there and pick their brain because I want answers. And yeah, I'm going to be a big pain in the bottom about it because I want to know as much as I can, and that'll be recorded like everything else. And then I'll bring it back to the group, whatever I find out. All right. So regarding the nobody is coming to offer it to you, that's regarding reapplying for AISH. They're not going to be making individual phone calls or doing interviews or scheduling interviews with people that want to go back into the AISH route, right? So the way that they want to be able to do it is you reapply. Section 15 charter rights. What about it? I think I did a whole big breakdown on the Section 15 rights already. I can probably pull it up in the group too. So they're not going to be coming and asking everybody, hey, do you want to apply to go back to AISH, blah, blah, blah. That's not how they're going to do it. The meeting and the interview that you're going to be going in for will be with one of these two companies. So whether it's AKG or, what was it, Circo, right? Those are the two companies that will be going in, and they'll be fielding us into different already established employment agencies that are in our respected zones. So, yeah, they're just playing middleman to file us away into other already established programs. So, very overpaid for what little they're going to be doing, but that's besides the point. All right. So, let's see here. Yeah, so we've kind of talked a lot about just going into. I'm gonna switch windows. My goodness. So Lori Lee, AISH told your son, I believe, if he doesn't get back on AISH, he will have to take the training or he will lose his benefits. Who needs your bank account? ADAP, who? H. Oh, did they send you a audit for 3 months worth of banking information? Is that what you're talking about? Oh, these mosquitoes are everywhere. I just saw it fly by. Squish it! Okay. So ADAP sent you an audit of your banking, like your bank account? Yes. Okay. So AISH originally would send out audits or bank audits to find out what your last 3 months looked like. So it's nothing to be overly concerned about. It's normal, and it was explained to me years ago that it's almost like a random audit lottery. So they put everybody's files into some kind of random system, and it generates a number, and it's, oh hey, these are the people that we're going to be... Squish it. Come get it. Thank you.
Hey, come on.
So they will like randomly select numbers and audit people for 3 months worth of their banking information. So all that you do is you can go online, print off as a PDF your bank statements for the last 3 months. I like to make it a little bit more organized so that they have 1 month at a time, more work for them to do. And then, yeah, it's normal. That's what they ask for. And it's random. According to what I've been told, it's random as to who gets asked or how many times somebody gets asked in a row. Hi, Chantal. Hi, Tricia. So, but Lori Lee, we can go after that, or we can go over that a little bit more in detail after the live if you'd like. It's nothing to be overly concerned about. It's just normal government bureaucratic bullshit that we have to do in order to maintain our benefit schedule. So the letter that you received will say, hey, we want all of this information by the end of the month. You want to get it into them as quickly as possible, because otherwise they will put a hold on your son's benefits. And if he doesn't have a bank account of his own, then I would be contacting the AISH or ADAP line. I think it's all going through Service Canada, I think, right now. I can grab those numbers for you too, just so that you can get to the bottom of it. But yeah, it's nothing out of the norm, sweetheart. Okay. Yeah. No, that's normal for their stuff. They're always asking for more information than we really want to provide them, but it's part of being on government benefits, right? They say jump, we say how high and off of what. Sad. It's a sad reality, but it's true. All right. So the appeal window closed, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. So in June, I told everybody to file before June 30th, and I meant it. That door has now shut. The transition came into force July 2nd, and the bar on appealing the move itself is now in effect. So if you did not appeal, do not carry any guilt over it. That door was built to close, and the other door has no clock on it. And the bar is narrower than people think. So it covers the transition itself, decisions about your living allowance, health benefits, child benefit, and most personal benefits can still go to the Citizens Appeal Panel. If you are told flatly that you cannot appeal anything, ask them to name the provision in writing. So one thing I got wrong and have already corrected: there is no such thing as a medical appeal panel. It is the medical review panel. And its decision on AISH versus ADAP is final. Hi, Mary. Yeah, no, a lot of people haven't heard anything because it's taking them forever to get through it. Yeah, no, a lot of people haven't heard anything. I don't know how many of us actually managed to squeeze in there to get our appeals in on time, but a lot of people haven't heard back. Like, I haven't heard anything since my rebuttal email to them, so I don't know, we'll see. This government and our government, what is it, organizations only move as fast as they want to. So if it's not something that they want, they're not going to haul ass to do it. So that's why we're seeing a lot of lag and a lot of inconsistent processing times with multiple organizations that this government funds. Alright. So Paula, hello, welcome to the chat. Can you tell me, once ADAP benefit amounts start in 18 months, will it remain at that amount, or are they planning to take individuals off benefits completely after December 27th? Alright, so with the amount that will be starting the end of December, or for, I think Danielle Smith ends up quoting it as January 2028, which would be our December benefits, right? So in December of 2027, right, the base amount for ADAP kicks in. So that $200 that we're keeping during the 18-month transitional period of like their top up that they've dubbed it, which isn't actually any extra money, it just means that our amount is frozen currently for the next 18 months. So once December hits, we will lose an extra $200 of our benefits that we have currently right now. So instead of getting so instead of getting $1,740 like we have been, and it's not the same for everybody, I am aware of that. Everybody's got a different amount. Everybody's got different medical benefits. Everybody's, some people have kids, some people don't. So everybody's amounts are different and unique to themselves and their own individual case, which is fine. So I'm just using what their amounts are as listed in the literature that the government has made public. So in the ADAP discussion guide that was released, May 12th, it says that the base amount for ADAP is $1,740 a month. That is not including the CDB clawback as it's happening now. And AISH, their base amount is $1,940. That hasn't changed. But that doesn't also include the clawback or the cohabitation or anything else. These are just the base amounts of each program. So in December of 2027, we will see a decrease in our benefits from ADAP to being $200 less than what we're getting now. Because the clawback is already happening today, so that's what our amount's going to end up looking like. So if you're getting $1,740 now, you're going to be getting $1,540 at the point of the transition, where we end up having that $200 floor fall out from under us again. I'm really hoping that explains it. I thought I got back to you about that question. Where is it? Oh, I didn't. It was on the list. Oh my goodness. Alright. I think I had come up with an answer to that already. I think I looked it up already. I'll have to check really quick through my my word notes. All right. Where is it here? Haven't heard a P. Maybe there's truth to what the NDP lawyer said about we won't hear nothing. There's a good chance that we may not hear anything regarding any of the appeals now that the bar is set. But that in itself, right, is a lot more than nothing. Because every one of us has a send receipt and a received receipt saying that they got our appeal, and then we get nothing after that. Yeah, it's just more evidence against them, so make sure that you keep it. All right. Oh my God, is that thunder again?
Yeah.
Good Lord. It's been storming here for like the last 14 hours.
Mom,
Yes,
I'm
dear.
cold.
You're what?
I'm cold.
You're cold because you're sitting in front of the fan. Why don't you go play your Switch upstairs? You want? Well, then turn off the fan, honey. You don't have to have it on. It's sitting right in front of it. No wonder you're cold. Yeah, there's a little button, turning button on the back. Yeah, turn it till it's up. There you go. You turned it off. You're good now, sweetheart. All right, so it would be so 1540 plus our 204 CDB. Moving on. What? So, Miss Conrad, your wonderful EA is in London.
My friend?
Yes, your friend is in London doing her BTS concert. Uh-huh. She'll have lots of stories for you when she comes home. All right, so the 1540 plus our 204, yes. So it would be 1740 with the CDB. That's what ends up giving us the 1740. I think I got that. Yeah, because the base amount for ADAP is going to be $1740, which is $200 less than what the thing is, right, for AISH currently, right now. And then we have to make sure that the CDB is also, you know, the claw back and given back. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. All right, so denied a personal benefit. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Tina. Not sure what you mean by a misunderstand here. I'm genuinely curious, because if I'm getting it wrong, then I need to get it right, right? So if you can share that with me too, that'd be great. So denied a personal benefit, you cannot appeal it, but you can ask again and again. So a personal benefit is money over and above your monthly living allowance for a specific need. So medical supplies or equipment, a specialized diet or a supplement. Here's the hard part, and I won't soften it. If a personal benefit is denied, you cannot appeal that decision. Section 6 of the Applications and Appeals Regulation exempts it, and the government's own appeal page confirms it. So denials of medical supplies, equipment, special diets, and supplements are outside of the appeal panel's jurisdiction. So if a worker told you there is no appeal on that, they were right. But there is no limit to the number of requests you can make. And read and read that again. So you cannot appeal the no. You can ask again and again. There is no cap and no door that locks behind you. So, and here is why that is the right route rather than a consultation prize. So, the appeal panel is not permitted to look at new information that the program did not already have. So an appeal was never the way to get fresh evidence in front of anyone. A new request is the only way. So a denial is not a verdict, it is a list of what to bring next time. Right? So get the reason in writing, take that reason to your doctor, and get the specific evidence that answers their objection. Submit again with it attached. So one time frame to know, after a denial you have 12 months to give them additional information supporting your request or showing a change in your situation. After that you start a fresh application. Alright, so if you decided to drop ADAP and keep getting your CPP disability, would you still get the 204 from the federal government? I am assuming that yes, you would still get the 204 from the government. You just wouldn't be getting your base benefits from AISH or ADAP. So that would be, yeah, quite the lower amount there. All right. All right, where is it here? So regarding Mary, you asked about the difference between medical and reassessment. So there was a post regarding all of that, so I'm just going to kind of recap it here. Where is it? So it's a good question, and this trips a lot of people up because the words get used like they're two different things, and they're not. So they're the same thing. The reassessment is the medical. There isn't a separate step. Here's how it works. If you were moved to ADAP and want to be looked at for AISH again, the way that happens is you submit the Disability Income Assistance application, the DIA, and your doctor completes the Disability Assistance medical report. That's it. Those two documents together are the reassessment. So the medical review panel looks at them along with your old AISH file and decides whether you go back on AISH or stay on ADAP. So when people in the group say medical or reassessment, they are describing the same process from two ends. The medical report is the tool and the reassessment is what it's for. So two things worth knowing. There's no deadline. The government covers one medical assessment for people who were moved from AISH, and it is not time limited. So there's no clock and no rush. But nobody's coming to offer it. So no one is going to phone you and start this for you. If you want it, you have to ask. Or start the process yourself because the forms are available. If you're ready, book with your doctor, take the form and the health professional's guide with you and ask them to write to function what you can't sustain and why it won't change, not just your diagnosis. So there are quite a few how-tos to fill out both information, one that's official from the government side and one that I wrote up. Pick whichever you'd like. Either way, it helps us with this reassessment and medical route to get back to AISH. Where is it here? All right. All right. So last night I posted regarding your rights when your doctor will not fill out your forms. I cut my hair like a week ago and nobody noticed. When I did all my kids' haircuts.
Someone just noticed?
Gavin just noticed my haircut. I got rid of the length. Alright. So this all comes from the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Alberta. These are not suggestions. So they are standards of practice enforceable under the Health Professions Act. I did a little digging. So your doctor cannot discharge you for asking them to fill out forms. The college says so plainly. So completing forms is part of the care physicians provide to their patients. So asking is not rude and it will not cost you your doctor. They must respond generally within 30 days. Everybody seems to have these 30-day windows there where they can get back to you. It's absolutely ridiculous. But anyways, and in one of those 3 ways, so give you the information, tell you when they will have it done, or explain why they will not. Notice what is not on that list. Silence. If it has been over a month and you have heard nothing, that is not you being impatient. So they can decline, but they must say why. So there are fair reasons. A walk-in doctor who has never treated you may not be the right person. A specialist who knows your condition may be better placed. Those come with a next step rather than a closed door. So it depends on who you're asking and what their field is. So a lot of these specialists will say, go back to your family doctor to have them fill out the form. Now, the reason why everybody says go back to your family doctor is they are the one holding all of your medical information. Your family doctor is the one that sends you to specialists, they do the referrals, and they get all of the information back from those specialists. So there's always a paper trail and a big nest of information sitting with your GP or your family doctor, right? So that's why a lot of times people go, oh, I'm going to go to my specialist because they know about XYZ. Your family doctor should know that XYZ because they are the foundation of where your file sits. So they'll branch you out to everywhere, but all of their findings from specialists and whatnot end up right back in your file at your general practitioner. So that's why it's, oh, well, go to your family doctor, your GP, to have them fill out the form, because the specialist doesn't have time. Some of them do. Some of them will make time for, special cases. That's great. But generally speaking, they will send you back to your family doctor because they hold the most information about your health and what you need. So if you need help navigating that, reach out to me and I'll give you a hand. Where is it here? Fees must be disclosed before the work is done, not after. So a sign on the clinic wall is specifically not enough on its own. And if you ask, your doctor must be able to account for the fee. So when we go in to have any kind of reports done, or medicals done, or whatever, when it comes to our doctors, they have fee disclosures usually posted on little signs around the office or in the waiting rooms. Make sure that you get a quote regarding what you need done before anything is done on your file. Oh, absolutely. Yep. Yep. You're right, Lori Lee. Yep. It all depends. Like, a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists, they will share general information, like if there's medication, things to watch for, that kind of stuff, with your general practitioner or nurse practitioner, right? They won't give in-depth details or transcripts of any kind of one-on-one therapy sessions with them. So it's just general breakdowns. But your GP should have enough information to fill out the form regardless. We'll be able to. Everybody's got to be looking for doctors that are close by, because even if he moved, as long as you find a new doctor, you can request your file from your old doctor to your new one. And we've got 18 months, Ivy. It's not the end. It's far from it. There are ways to do it. Don't give up. All right. Where is it here? And the most important ask of all, ask them to write to function, not to labels. So a report that lists your diagnoses tell the panel very little. A report that says what you cannot sustain and what it costs you to try and why it will not improve is the one that carries the weight. So a lot of people, when they reach out to me, they say, oh, well, I have XYZ. I should remain on AISH. A lot of people will have multiple diagnoses, right? Or the same diagnoses. It all depends on how it impacts you, right? Like I know I've told a lot of people that I have 3 neurodivergent children in my house, okay? My son and, well, my middle son and my daughter both have nonverbal autism. My daughter is a parrot. Okay, so she can speak, but she can't always understand what it is that she's saying. She's just repeating things that she's heard, right? My son, on the same, with the same diagnosis, doesn't speak. He is nonverbal. He does moaning, groaning, shrieking, lots of very strange noises. Okay, but that's how he communicates. So for somebody that has for 2 people that have the same diagnosis, one is higher functioning and capable of doing a heck of a lot more than somebody else. Everybody has to essentially be weighed individually. So how does what you have impact you? Not a general across the board, right? Because everybody's health conditions impact them differently. So that's why write to function, not just the labels. So it's okay to say, hey, I have XYZ for diagnoses, but this is how they impede my functionality in a workplace. This is what I cannot do. This is what I cannot sustain. That's the difference. And it's a very important distinction. So, and that's in the how to fill out the forms bit. So at least there, it would be a lot like, I don't know if everybody remembers the disability tax credit form, but it had all of these different criteria for daily functioning. So what's your mobility limitations? What's your cognitive ability limitations? Do you have executive functioning issues? Like, it was very focused on individual stuff, right? So that's what we have to focus in on. Is, okay, if you have this, how does it impede this? And write that down. Hi, Michael. Hi, Beth. Can't see your old file from previous doctor. Okay, so Beth, what I would suggest is get on the horn and phone the College of Physicians and Surgeons and find out where your file lives. Because if your old doctor retired, they probably either put your files in storage or they're sitting with another acting or active doctor somewhere in the city. So that's what I would do, is reach out to the College of Physicians and Surgeons and have them figure out where it's sitting. Hi, Kelly! Yeah, that's what I would do. Like, my doctor ended up retiring and I had no idea where my file went. And, yeah, no, it turns out that she left it with another doctor that was a friend of hers. And the College of Physicians and Surgeons keeps track of where doctors leave their files. They don't keep the files. That would be, oh my God, could you imagine? one central location full of paperwork. Oh my god. But yeah, no, that's what I would do. And you can request copies of like your entire file to be sent to a new doctor. So I don't know if your doctor isn't practicing or your old doctor isn't practicing anymore, or if they are, or what the issue is. But I would call the College of Physicians and Surgeons and go, hey, my old doctor, whatever's happening with them, I need my files. Where are they? Because you have a right to that information. It's your file. All right. Now, can you record your appointment with your doctor? June 26th. So I would give them 30 days, Marie. That seems to be the running time frame for anybody to get back to anybody else. I don't know. I don't know since when. It used to be 4 business days and now it's a month. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Oh, it does. It does suck that you have to pay for a copy of your own records. That's why the trick is to get into a new doctor and have them request your records. Because they can go to College of Physicians and Surgeons, I believe, on your behalf and go, hey, I'm looking for records for this patient because they're now mine. I need them forwarded to my office. And there's no cap on what these people can charge you for copies of your own information. It's ridiculous. It really is. Alright, so can you record your appointment? You can record your own conversation with your doctor, but what you cannot do is record other people. So no recording in the waiting room. Alright? But clinics are allowed to have policies about it. And here is the catch. If you record without telling them, your physician may treat it as a breach of trust. Okay. And that can get you discharged as a patient. So the college's own ask is to ask first, right? Explain why. Now, if you go into your doctor's office and you go, hey, you know what? I'm having some cognitive issues and sometimes I need to refresh the information later after I'm not spiraling with anxiety because I'm out and about to listen to our conversation later. Can I record our conversation? Hi, Tracy. Right? So I generally go in, I record everything. I do, because it's my conversation with whomever it is that I'm conversing with, right? And it's for my own knowledge. It's for my own, you know, my own documentation. So, that's just me, though. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Alright, so you can explain why and request their consent before you start recording, which is fine, right? And I would frame it for what it is, an accommodation. And it is. A lot of meetings, okay, so if I'm going into a meeting with, let's say, my kids' school, right? Everybody now, after 9 months of dealing with me at the district, know that I am recording 100% of the time. It doesn't matter if we're on the phone. It doesn't matter if we're in person. I am recording all interactions with the school. Because you would not believe the contradictions I have caught them in. Now, regarding doctor's appointments or even talking to a nurse, okay, over the phone at a specialist office, I record everything. My phone, as soon as I answer a call, auto-records. And it tells the person this call is being recorded. If they don't like that, tough. I have told him in the past that I have a proclivity for, you know, recording conversations because I need something to be able to go back to when I have a question or I don't remember what was said. And my doctor's generally good with it. He hasn't given me shit yet. But whether he remembers me saying it or not, not my problem. I already let him know. And that was recorded, so. Don't be like me, I'm a bad squashy, you guys. But I would frame it as an accommodation. Hey, with everything that's going on with AISH and ADAP and, all of the misinformation, I need something that's concrete for me to go back to that, be it a recording or you guys can summarize my appointment, right? As to what was discussed, blah, blah, blah. They'll usually say that's fine because you're in a private room with them and you're good. Well, exactly. So, I think it's Heidi. That's exactly how I would frame it as well. Is, hey, you know what? I don't usually remember very much about our conversations, be it because of anxiety, being out in public, or being in a new environment, right? Stressors of the conversation itself, right? That is an accommodation. So that's what I would frame it as, is, hey, I need to start recording my conversations here in the office when I'm in private, when it's a conversation between you, my doctor, and I, because I forget about what it is that we're discussing. And for my own needs, this is an accommodation that I'm requesting. And that's all you can do. I can also write you like a little script type thing that you can read out when you go into your doctor's office. Or if you want something a little bit more concrete, I can write you almost like an agreement form that states that your doctor is allowing you to record private conversations between you and them as an accommodation for your needs based on, you forgetting things or not being able to remember everything, right? We can totally do that. Oh my goodness. Paperwork? Yes, absolutely. All right. Will do, Beth. Absolutely. Oh, I love doing this kind of stuff. All right. So I'm just going to continue on here. And I would frame it for what it is, an accommodation. I have trouble holding on to what I'm told. May I record so I can get it right? Most doctors will say yes to that. If they say no, ask them to write the plan down before you leave instead. So if you go into a doctor and they say, well, you need to do A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z, right? And you're not going to be able to remember that, you can ask them to write that down before you leave the appointment. That's what, or have them, jot down their notes and give it to their secretary. Because, good Lord, have you seen the handwriting of some of these doctors? It's atrocious, and there's no way to read it. All right. So, do not lose your family doctor mid-application over a recording. That's the biggest thing. I don't want anybody to lose their family doctor mid-application because you're wanting to record the appointment. Don't be like me, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody knows that my phone is constantly recording. Okay, constantly recording. Haven't gotten in trouble for it yet, right? But sooner or later, I probably will. Whatever. Shit happens. But, yeah. So, protect yourself. I'll get that written up. I can probably do it as a fillable PDF for people if they're interested, and it'll just be one form that everybody can put their specific doctor into and, sign and whatnot. I can absolutely do that. That's exciting. It's good to be back. All right, so who pays your doctor for the medical report? So the general application page says you are responsible for paying your health professional to complete the medical report. That is the default rule for everyone. So, but for those of us moved from AISH to ADAP in July, this month, the government's commitment to covering the cost of one medical assessment. So they've already committed to it. So both of those are true at once. And the carve-out is not written on the page most people find. So ask for it in writing before your doctor bills you. Ask them to confirm it is covered and ask straight whether any repayment is attached. Hi, Tara! Do you have fun crashing the NDP's pancake breakfast? I would have totally went, but 9 o'clock in the morning, absolutely not. No. That is too early for my bones to be out of bed. especially considering I was up until after 4 o'clock this morning. That is awesome. I'm gonna need the tea. I'm gonna need the tea after tea time. That's gonna be fun. Alright. Alright, 2 things change with your August payment. So starting the August benefit period, if 2 adults in one household both receive AISH or ADAP as a couple, each is paid 88% of the single maximum of the program that they are in. So, and the child benefit rates have been reset. So if either of those is your household, look at your August budget this week, not the day the deposit lands short. And I can help you break down those numbers if you want. All right. Oh, I need a bigger screen. Looking at the computer is like, forget it. Or looking at the phone is like, no, too small. All right. Oh my goodness. I've really been skimming the chat on my phone because not everything's coming through. Alright.
Mom,
Yeah.
rain stopped.
What?
The storm stopped.
I don't know. I don't know if the storm stopped.
It did.
Okay. Waiting on a call from my doctor who left our town and moved. Okay, I remember seeing that one. We're good there. Asked my family doctor about applying, and he outright told me I would have to be wheelchair bound. So I felt by that comment he didn't care to go into detail to help me apply to see if I could get on it. He made me feel that he didn't feel like talking to me about applying and the things that I currently have going on medically. What would be my next move? So what I would suggest, Debbie, about your doctor there not really wanting to be on board with helping you fill out the paperwork, I would get him to refer you to a nurse practitioner that could help. I'd tell you what I would do, but you would probably lose your doctor, and I don't want that to happen. Because I'm all about CPSA complaints at this point. I don't deal with any BS from nobody. So if my doctor was to say, no, I don't really want to help you with the paperwork, it'd be okay. Number one, if you want to access my information or send me all of what you have through PDF, right? I'll fill out the forms my damn self, and all you have to do is go through it really quick and sign it. That's easy. Right? Because I know how everything needs to be worded. Now, I'm not going to offer that to everybody. But that's how I would approach it on my end. It would be okay. Well, if you don't want to do it, why? Because you're my doctor and you're supposed to. So, yeah. There are ways to help your doctor to feel maybe not so overwhelmed with your medical background. Right? It could be quite extensive, I'm not sure, but that would be my move. Is okay, well, why? Why are you refusing to do my form? Can you refer me to somebody that can help me fill this out then, that is appropriate, that has access to my file? Right? So whether it's like a social worker or a nurse practitioner or something, I know a lot of nurse practitioners are through what are they called now? Primary care networks. That would be another thing, but it also depends on where you're located. Because if you're in a small town or a small community, you may not have a primary care network in your area. Which would, again, be a barrier to accessibility. Which is not new for this government or this province. Accessibility at this point is just a word in the dictionary that nobody seems to know the definition of. So, but I won't get into that. Alright. I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting as many questions as I can here. So glad Gavin's in the chat. I love that. Okay. So I was told that I have to reapply for AISH due to my severe migraines that I get. So, Tracy, what you would want to do then is make sure that you have the, where is it here, DS2444A form, which is for you to fill out, and the DS2444B medical report for your healthcare professional. Now, there is the actual government version. Mine are just unlocked so that you can access everything that you need without needing to have a computer. But it says right on my unlocked version that it is not the official form. Because I don't want there to be any mistakes that, mine is the official one. It's not. It's just unlocked. So if you filled out the form that I unlocked, right, every question on that form pairs with the actual question on the legitimate government form. So if at some point, if somebody goes, oh, well, we're not going to accept this one because it's not the official form, it's really easy just to transfer information from one form to the other and submit it. I just wanted everybody to have access to the form because not everybody has Adobe and not everybody has a computer. Which makes it inaccessible or unaccessible. Which is like unacceptable. Oh. Using big words today. Alright. That's funny. So the music was like going to a sober karaoke at a geriatric ward where all the dementia patients on the ward sing to 1920 or 1930s music. So bad. Oh my goodness. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. That's hysterical. Alright, so 4 days on the tax credit channel. So if anyone is mid-application for the disability tax credit, July 14th is the last day to use the submit documents section of your CRA account. I'm going to say that again. If anyone is mid-application for the disability tax credit, July 14th is the last day to use the submit documents section of your CRA account. So from September, the old pre-2023 version of the T2201 stops being accepted. Okay? So the old pre-2023 version of the T2201 stops being accepted. So make sure you are on the current form because they are updating it. I think my daughter's playing. What the heck is she playing? What you playing?
She's been playing
Animal Crossing, that's
but
it.
She wants to play Splatoon 3.
Ah, we don't have Splatoon 3, honey.
Miss Clara has it?
No, you have to get it from the library. Hey,
Yeah.
you go play your game. There's a whole bunch of other games. I know you guys get really, like, hyper-focused on what you want to play, but then we can't get it. $100 games a shot, forget it. Alright. So, there's going to be a new form coming out for the disability tax credit. So, the federal benefit went up. Is the next one, tell them yourself. So, the Canada Disability Benefit rose to $204.20. Alberta takes the same amount off your provincial payment, so it does not add to your total, but you must still apply for it, or they can cut $200 from your check. Charizard rules. Oh my god. She's playing Animal Crossing, not Pokemon. All right. So, and if your amount changes, report it yourself. So, where's mine? I ended up getting mine in. So, they sent me a, this year you are eligible for the benefit, right? Pay period from July 2026 to June 2027 to, they've changed my amount to $131.40. So less than the $204, which is like, great. Whatever, right? So I've already taken a picture of that and sent it into AISH, letting them know, hey, file update for my file number. So we'll see what happens. You know, they've got a month to do it. All right. It's just ridiculous. I can't believe that. A month. Give me a break. Could you imagine if it took 30 days for me to get back to you? Absolutely insane. I don't know why we're accepting that. They make all the money in the world to do their jobs, but, 30 days. Sorry. All right. So if your amount changes, report it yourself to AISH or ADAP. You can do it by email. Take a picture of it with your phone, email in the image, scan it if you have access to a scanner. At least then they know that there's been a change and they need to update your file. So that nobody is losing, money that they're not supposed to be losing. That's my biggest thing. I don't want to see anybody missing out on stuff that they shouldn't be missing out on. So a wrong number on your file can come back later as an overpayment they want repaid. So that's the other half of it. So if you end up getting more or less than what they're taking off, eventually they're going to want you to repay what they haven't taken from you, right? And I don't want anybody doing that. Sit, please. All right. So there is no list of qualifying diagnoses. Okay, so a lot of people believe ADHD and autism are not enough for AISH. That is not how it works. So AISH has never had a list of approved conditions. It looks at function. So whether the impairment is severe, permanent, and prevents work. The same two diagnoses land differently for two different people. And the difference is not the label, it is what the medical evidence says you can and cannot sustain. So do not let anyone tell you your condition is not on the list, because there is no list. Big one. There's no list. And then, of course, everybody always brings up the 4 exemption categories from the transition from AISH to ADAP. That's exactly what those were for, was to figure out who was going to stay on AISH and who was going to be transferred to ADAP. Those are not how they're... Those are not the only people that are able to apply for AISH. That's not how that works. That was the whole transition piece. That's how they decided who stayed and who went. So that's not the criteria of what you have to have in order to apply for AISH. All right, now we've had a lot of orders come in for rose pins. So I just want to go over that really quick. So a rose for the ones we carry. Before I let you go, the pink ribbon rose is our remembrance. It is for the ones who fell without support, the people in our community who did not make it through, and it says the thing the system never did. Your story mattered. Your life mattered, and we carry you with us. When you wear one, it does 2 things at once. It remembers them, and it tells the living they are not alone. Because someone across a room wearing the same rose is someone who understands. If you would like one, message me your address and how many, up to 5. No charge, not now, not ever. But there is also a donation clause for, or a donation route or path for people that don't like being told no. And I'm not getting in trouble for that again. So we have lots of roses. If you want one, reach out and I'll get it out to you. The next batch of stuff is going to be sent probably around the 20th. So I want to get as many orders in so that I can get as many orders out for then, because of course it has to land on dates and times where I have the financial means to be able to send these. Because I am paying for the shipping myself. So I know that everybody is like really wanting their roses really quickly. The next batch will be going out the 20th. And we just sent out a batch of, I think it was 39 parcels or envelopes went out in the last batch. And that was, when the heck was that? On the 3rd. So on July 3rd, that was the batch of 39 parcels that went out containing roses. So if you haven't got yours yet, it's coming. We'll talk soon, Beth. I'll get that form put up, and then you've got it. And then everybody has access to the same form. But yes, we'll get that done. So that is our tea time for today. The group is not closing. We're staying put. I'm dealing with stuff on my end, and hopefully this will be all done as of Monday. And I'll be back on the podcast on Monday as well. Just lots that happened this week that I wasn't expecting to have to deal with, but such is life, I suppose. And we keep carrying each other, so hopefully that answered a lot of the questions for this week. Let me just grab my other notes here. I don't think there's anything else. Alright, so that is the tea for today. If your head is full and you do not have to hold all of it, pick the one piece that is yours and let me carry the rest until you need it. Message me anytime for the form, the wording, or just to talk. Thank you for spending part of your Saturday with me. Drink your water, rest those shoulders, and be gentle with yourself this weekend. With love.
We got cards in the buses, cards in the cabs, cards on the counters where the working people pass. We got names in the inbox, stories in the stream, paperwork stacked higher than the government has seen. They thought we'd get tired, they thought we'd sit down, but we built our own signal and we passed it around. They thought we were scattered, they thought we were small, then the quiet ones answered and the numbers hit the wall. We don't stop, we don't fade, we don't wait to be saved. We keep moving, keep shouting, keep lighting the way. We don't stop, we don't bend, we come back again and again. If they built the cage around us, we'll be rattling it till it ends. We got parents with binders, kids needing care, seniors still fighting for enough to get there. We got workers who broke down, renters on the line, people counting groceries while the ministers buy time. They thought we were scattered, they thought we were small, then the quiet ones answered and the numbers hit the wall. We don't stop, we don't fade, we don't wait to be saved. We keep moving, keep shouting, keep lighting the way. We don't stop, we don't bend, we come back again and again. If they built the cage around us, we'll be rattling it till it ends. From St. Albert to Edmonton, Calgary, down the road, Grande Prairie, Lethbridge, every story adds a stone. Build it into something they can't sweep away. Every card, every voice, every document says we are here, we are loud, we are done being counted